Aquarius, if you felt like something in your life needs to change now, this message is for you. Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome to your March monthly tarot reading. If you're new here, welcome to Universal Wisdom Tarot. And if you're returning, thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss your spiritual guidance. This month brings a powerful wake-up call, decisive action, and the closing of an old chapter for good. Stick around, my friends, and we'll see what the cards have in store. Hey there, beautiful Aquarius souls. Welcome to your general intuitive tarot reading for the month of March. I hope February didn't beat you up too much. It was very interesting, a harsh energy for everybody in the world. And I know it beat me up pretty badly. And I'm still suffering with a cold. So that's part of the beat up. But anyway, I'm still suffering with a cold, so I'm going to ask for your patience during this reading, and apologies in advance for any sneezing, throat clearing, coughing, sniffling, whatever you might be hearing, all right? And I thank you for your patience. Remember that these are general intuitive readings, so not all messages will resonate with everyone. Take what does and leave the rest for somebody else. I've already asked for blessings for your reading, so let's get all the cards out and then we can connect to the energies. All right, Aquarius, let's get into it. Let's see what you got here. First and foremost, you have a number of major arcana on this table. You have 3 of them as your main message, plus your overarching energy. In the clarifiers, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. So, big month here. Big messages for you, all right? Interesting messages at that. You have in your main messages, you have the Devil, you have the 5 of Swords, you have the Emperor, you have the Chariot. And your month, the theme of your month, the overarching energy at the bottom of the deck here is the Judgment card. So that's where I'm going to start, right here. Judgment is a card that always tells us that, you know, if we're faced with choices, then it's whatever that choice is and whatever choice we make, it's going to have a profound effect on our lives. Okay. So, you know, judgment here is brings to mind moments where actions we take, or actions that you're going to take, or, you know, actions that will be taken, change the course of your path. Now, this would be for the good, okay? Good path, right? And I do feel like this is a month where it's like there's no looking back, okay? Judgment is refreshed energy, right? It's judgment is like normally in a rider waite image. Judgment is like the angel and has long horn and blows the horn. People rise out of their graves. It's like the call. You answer the call, right? This is your wake up call this month, my friends. That is what you're being told. This is your wake up call, and it's time for that wake up call, and hopefully it will register, because what's going to happen will have a profound impact on you. And that's why you have a lot of major arcana here on this table. As I said, big messages. Okay? So no looking back here. Consequences of those actions may catch up with you, or lack of those actions. I'm so sorry about the coughing. Anyway, the consequences of maybe not acting or doing what you know you should will catch up with you. But it's definitely the time now. That's what judgment says. The horn has been blown. You will wake up and you will answer for that. Okay? Now, it also means letting go of the past, okay? So if you're making an action or taking an action, it's for the good of your future. That means that in order to take that action, you have to let something else so great for you. You have to let that go. All right? So I feel like I may have to let go of the past. You can move forward with your plans for the future. But I just feel like there's a little bit of heavier energy in the beginning of the month than there is at the end of the month. But I feel like this is what you're dealing with, my friends. Okay, let's get into first week. You have the Devil, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles and the Emperor. Okay. The Devil is a card of attachments, right? Oh, I like it like this. Oh, I never had to do anything else before. Oh, so much easier to stay this way. All right. So I feel it's more about related to your habit patterns and about spending, okay, because of the Ace of Pentacles. And when it comes to spending, you want to achieve certain goals with that Emperor, okay? But you also have to lead like an emperor when it comes to money, okay? Because if you don't, you're going to end up with that devil on your shoulder the whole time. And your devil on your shoulder is going to say, oh, but just keep doing what you're doing. Well, if you keep doing what you're doing and you don't change, especially as it relates to financial situations, well, and then you won't necessarily get out of them. Now, I do feel like there's unexpected expenses, or I feel like for somebody else there's an obligation that you didn't plan on. Okay, for some of you there might be a power dynamic issue, okay? And that could have a grip on you for longer than you may want to admit. Now, if that is your case, I'd say you need to find out where you're giving your power away, okay? Now, what feels sort of binding with that devil right now, is that the only option that you have? Is it optional? I would say it is optional, because the Judgment card is the message that this isn't condemnation, right? This is, yes, the angel blows the horn and everybody rises out of the grave, right? Going to the new life, right? Like if you think in religious terms. But they're not rising up out of their graves to be condemned. They're rising up to have a revelation. And so this is the thing that's being illuminated for you. Time for you to have your wake call, and something is being illuminated here for you that is very important for you to recognize so that you can change your ways. Okay? Now, in your second week, you have the Five of Swords. It's clarified by the Three of Swords, the Hermit. Certainly a little bit of pain there, a little bit of temporary pain, I'm going to say to you. But the Five of Swords is the card of saying, you can't win everything. You can't have it all. We can't have it all. As much as you'd like to have it all, I mean, everybody would love to, right? I'd love to be a millionaire, and I would like to win the every lottery on the planet. But, if I win one and even a small amount of money, I'd be happy. Okay? But you can't win it all. You can't win them all. And that's what the Five of Swords is about. It's about knowing which battles you should fight and can win, and which ones you can't, and which ones need to be dropped. So when I said you need to drop something, otherwise you'll forever have that pattern that you're living in, this is your opportunity in the second week to realize, if I change something up, yeah, it might be temporary pain, but I need to travel this path with that Hermit because I want that energy to shift, and I want to be able to change things a little bit for myself. Okay? You're getting into this period here where, remembering that we're in the Great Reset right now, right? We're in the Great Reset years. And so if you want that reset to happen, we all have to change and all have to take some actions in this year of 2026. So this is your wake-up call to realize, what is it that you might have to change? Now, this could be related to your financial situation, and I am getting that if that is your case, then you need to watch your wallet carefully, okay? At least until halfway through the month, okay? If not more, maybe a little bit longer, okay? If you don't, I feel like your cash is going to disappear, okay? So you may have an impulse spend or thing going on, right? You may have this impulse to want to spend. And if that's you, then I would be very careful about any retail therapy, which is going to prove costly for somebody here. And that's why you have the Three of Swords. Painful. It may be painful not to spend because the urge is bothering you, and that's that devil. Or it could be painful because you need to change and you don't want to, and that's that devil. So if you have an opportunity here to settle a debt, I'd say do so. For some of you, it could just, it is March. For some of you, this is when we start to get into tax season. So I just say it could reveal a tax issue. Maybe there's a tax bill you were not expecting to come along. And now, lo and behold, you have to deal with that. Okay. Now, for others of you, I do feel a power struggle or a situation where winning costs you more than it gives. Okay. And that's why the Five of Swords is important, that you cannot win them all. So that might be the one that you have to drop because it's going to not be as worth it. Okay? So this could be about a battle, but this isn't really worth fighting anymore. That's the key there. Now, thankfully, your energy lightens up in the third week. You have the Emperor, clarified by the Two of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. So I feel like it's a bit of a turning point in the month. So you have to suffer through the first 2 weeks. Then the energy starts to turn a bit for you. And it's about you reclaiming your authority, right? That is what the Emperor is. It's a part of authority figure. He does what he wants, when he wants, right? Decides which path you're going to go down, right? That is the Emperor. The Emperor tells you, hey, I know what I want. And it's done, right? Nobody questions the Emperor. But the Emperor is also a card of accomplishment, right? And a card of saying, I want to achieve, I want some success here. So you're reclaiming your authority. You're reclaiming your authority over your decisions, over your boundaries, over the direction you want to take, over confronting the devil, really. And releasing the unnecessary Five of Swords, right? Trying to win at all costs. And when we do that, then you can step into more of a leadership position. Now, Leadership doesn't have to be just for a job, right? Or in a career. Leadership is about how you run your life. And I do feel somebody's making some firm and final decisions. And they're setting non-negotiable boundaries here because they know what they want. They know how much they want to achieve. They know how much they want to have at the end of this, with that Six of Pentacles. Now, I do also feel with that Six of Pentacles, there's a new income stream potentially that emerges for someone. And it could be the right opportunity to turn your financial boat around. All right. Now, again, take it how it resonates. That won't be a message for everybody. Then we get into the end of the month. You have the Chariot. It's clarified by the Chariot down here and the Death card. You have 3 major arcana here, my friends, right? So, really saying that the energy shows a decisive forward movement finally, okay? So in the last week, you've gotten over this devil, you've beaten this devil, you've decided what direction you're going to move in, you know what you're going to do, you've sort of slapped your hands, your own hands, okay, to get rid of any urges, and you say, no, 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 my goal is this, my goal is this, my goal is that. So you're keeping your eye on the prize, and the only way you can move forward, and you have 2 Chariots here, so this is determined action, right? You're taking, very determined to step forward and make a change, because the Death card is about change. So once the choice is kind of made, there's really no hesitation, right? You move with focus, you move with confidence, and you're moving with determination. And things sort of begin to align more rapidly for you as of that time period. So for some of you, you do have the Chariot twice. Sometimes the Chariot is associated with travel. I'll just throw that out there. Again, you could be taking a short little trip, but, take it how it resonates. And if you do want to take a trip, then I'd say, book it now because, it's confident that it'll be, it'll all work out for you in the end. But I feel it's more like you've made some final decisions about how you're going to run your financial situations. So Aquarius, this seems a bit of a wake-up call. Okay, so it's kind of like a wake-up call and the reckoning and the rebirth, if you will. It's sort of a closing of a door and the opening of something new, and that a chapter closes, but it really closes more permanently, and a new one is beginning for you. So I do feel like there's no going back. That is a good thing because you're choosing your future over your past, my friends, all right? So that's really a beautiful thing to realize. Let me get you an oracle card. See what the oracle wants to tell you. Message, please, for Aquarius for the month of March. Again, I'm going to apologize for all the talking during this reading. It just really got to me, and I think it's because I need a wake-up call. Like you. All right. You have air spirit number 1, knowledge. Let me just see what the book has to say. The spirit of air says, inhale. Take a moment to think things through. Think as well as feel the right direction. Get clarity and become focused before stepping forth. Take care to have thoughtful communication with others. I would say absolutely, that devil there, you want to think this through. You want to not bite off too much, don't, bite off too much because you won't be able to handle it. That's if you're going to go out and do some urgent or some splurge purchases or things that we know, we don't get financial breaks all the time. The door is closing, my friends, so you're going to want to be wise here. All right. On that note, I'm going to leave your reading, and I hope something resonates, and I'll see you very soon, my friends. Until then, please know I am, as always, wishing you divine light and love.